Now, this is the point where it gets slightly trickier, but not too difficult. It says part A says write an equation in point slope form. And we write point slope form right here. And it does give us a point and a slope. Hence the reason why they call it point slope form, because they give us the point and they give us the slope. So now using the given, we're just going to start by writing the formula, which is y minus, and our y sub 1 is going to be -4, because our point, our 3 is our x, and our y is our -4, equal to m, which they said is 6, times the quantity x minus x sub 1, which is 3. And remember, the x sub 1 and the y sub 1 denote that's where we're going to simplify or plug in our points. So now we have it in point slope form. We're just going to clean it up a little bit. Two minuses next to each other become positive, and the rest stays the same. So we're done. It's in point slope form. B says write it in slope intercept form. So here we go. We're going to start with our point slope form. And to get it in slope intercept form, remember, we want the y to be isolated. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute that 6, so 6x minus 18. Then we're going to isolate the y, or get the y by itself, by subtracting 4 to both sides, leaving us with y equals 6x minus 22. So that means our y-intercept, or that means our m, is 6, and our b is -22. So to make this graph a little bit easier to see, I'm going to alter our scale a little bit. I'm going to make each tally mark, actually, no, we'll leave it alone. What's going to end up happening is that we're going to have to plot our points, and the problem is that our points are going to be very, very low, because that's -22. So what we will do is go ahead and change the scale. So this will be -5. The first tally mark is -5. Next one is -10, -15, -20, and -25. This should make it a little easier. So because this is -22, that means we're going to go down 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, and just below 20, we're going to call this 22. Now the slope, which is rise over run, is going to be 6 divided by 1. So it means our rise is 6 and our run is 1. So from 22 up 6 is going to be 16. And we're going to move 1 over to the right. And then we're going to draw our line. And now we have our graph. Now we're going to do a line that passes through the given points. Write an equation in point slope form. So, like it says in A, we're going to first find the slope, B, put it in point slope form, and C, write the equation in slope intercept form. So of course it says find the slope first. So we're going to connect the dots, or draw arrows from one y to the other y. And we're doing the y's on top. So from -4 to 5, we had to add 9. And for the x's, which we always do on the bottom, 6 to -3, we had to subtract 9. Therefore, our slope is equal to -1 So our slope is -1 for A. Then it says B, put it in slope-intercept form, or point-slope form. So remember, y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. Now, we have the slope, so y minus y sub 1 equals, the slope is -1 times x minus x sub 1. Now we need to use a point. Now the point, because they gave us 2, we could use either one. Now, I always tend to choose the number, or the set of points that are the smallest. So we're going to choose -3 and 5. Could you choose any one? Sure, but that's the one we're going to choose. So y minus, our point that we chose was -3, 5, so the y is 5, equals -1 times x minus, the x value here is -3. So we're left with y minus 5 equals -1 times x plus 3. So now we have it in point-slope form. Part C says put it in slope-intercept form. And the reason why we do that is because slope-intercept form is the easiest to graph. So, again, we're going to distribute this slope, or -1, so -1x minus 3. Then we're going to add 5 to both sides to get the y by itself. And we're left with y equals -x plus 2. So let's do a quick graph on this, because this will be easier to graph than the last one. The m is -1, and the b is 2. So our y-intercept is 2. So we're going to go to the y-axis at 2, and plot that point. And because our slope is -1, or -1 divided by 1, for our slope, that means our rise is -1, that means we go down 1, and our run is 1, so we're going to go to the right one. So, we plotted our 2 points, now we're just going to connect the dots, and our graph is done. Now it's your turn. Try problems 1, 2, and 3, and post your answers to Edmodo. First person will start, everyone else will just reply. That's it for now. See you guys next time.